Welcome to Week 6 of Football Friday. It's presented, as always, by Donato's Pizza. Remember, you can get involved tonight. Call in those scores, 262-1400. I'm Eric Elkin alongside James Ryder. We kick things off this week with our next level game of the week, and boy, what a game it was. Conference play got underway in the Central Buckeye Conference, and in the Kenton Trail Division, two undefeated teams look to claim an early stake at the top of the division standings. Kenton Ridge is coming off its second playoff appearance in school history and started last year 5-0 as well.
However, the Cougars, they stumbled down the stretch, losing 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, Tecumseh, they've been to the playoffs 6 of the last 8 years. However, last year, down year for the Arrows, they went 4-6.
Important for both these teams to get off to a good start in conference play in what should be a very deep Kenton Trail division. Opening drive of the game, Mitchell Schneider punches it in from 1 yard out. 7-0, Kenton Ridge out in front. Second quarter now, it's 4th and 3. Tecumseh decides to go for it, and that's a good choice because Connor Henry will get around the edge for a 23-yard touchdown run. Game tied at 7 at the half. Third quarter, Connor Henry had a big run just short of the goal line in the first quarter. He won't be denied in the end zone this time. 65-yard touchdown run. This puts Tecumseh up 25-7. So it looks like game over, right? Wrong. Kenton Ridge starts a furious comeback in the fourth. Schneider connects with Justin Conley. 4-yard touchdown pass. It's 25-17, a one-score game after the 2-point conversion. Less than 30 seconds left in the game. Snyder to Brandon Davis. Touchdown, Kenton Ridge, but the Cougars still need a 2-point conversion to tie, and they would get just that. Conley runs it in. 18 unanswered points from Kenton Ridge to tie it at 25. We go to overtime, and they are going nuts. Cougar ball first. Jaden Davis, 5-yard touchdown run. It's 32-25. Kenton Ridge first lead of the game since 7-0. Now Tecumseh's possession, but Cameron Moore on 4th down will get stopped, and Kenton Ridge scores 25 unanswered points in the second half to win 32-25 in overtime.
Anyone wants to live for that moment, and it just happened to be me that got the ball, and I was just punching it in no matter what.
We told our kids to stick with the game plan and execute, and if you play together and play hard, good things will happen to you. We managed the game halfway decent in the end. It kept us in it. Just proud of our kids.
That's not a bad way to start things off, is it? Jeez.
Try living up to that, right?
Seriously. Meanwhile, Tip and Shawnee were the top 2 teams in the Kenton Trail Division last year. The Red Devils didn't lose a game until the regional final to Trotwood. Once again, Tip appears to be a real contender, off to another 5-0 start.
The Braves, they finished right behind Tip a year ago, and that only loss in the division, it came to the Red Devils, and it came late. But after dropping the first 2 games of the season, Shawnee's responded. 3 straight wins heading into tonight's conference showdown. And Tip, they've just done a great job thus far, replacing a deep and talented senior class from a year ago. Opening kickoff of the game, Dusty Seelig got a convoy, follow his blockers, not quite untouched. One hand did get him. Braves are up 7-0. Shawnee, they get it back. It's 4th down. Alec Bennett to Seelig, picks up the first down, and then you got to check this out. Shedding tacklers, barreling over defenders, muscles his way into the end zone. It's 14-0 Braves. Ensuing kickoff, well, turnabout, they say it's fair play. Well, Jacob Prahl does just that. He has a seam, and he just finds a higher gear. Gone. Returning it for a touchdown. 14-7, Shawnee still on top. Tip, though, they get it back. Zach Blair hands off to Austin Clark, breaks a tackle, breaks another. You're not going to bring him down. He takes it to the house. We are tied at 14, trying to outdo Kenton Ridge.
Seriously, that's what I was thinking.
And Shawnee, they're back on offense. 3 yards to go. Zach Avery with the score. Shawnee wins a close one, 33-28.
Exciting start to that division, no doubt about it. Conference play also getting going this week in the G-Walk. Centerville undefeated, visiting a Fairmont team that has won 3 in a row, but Centerville a heavy favorite in this one. First quarter, Damian Pop doing what he usually does, running the football really well. It's a long run, but the drive would end in a Centerville punt. No points. 4th and 1 for Fairmont. Nick Moreland picks it up, but then coughs it up. But the Firebirds recover it, so they move the sticks, and it's 1st down. And on the very next play, Jared Murphy to Kevontae Tanner, breaks a couple of tackles, reaches for the goal line. He's in. 7-0 Fairmont. With seconds left in the first half, Will Vance passes to Damian Pop, and Pop breaking a couple of tackles, getting a couple of good blocks, 44-yard touchdown, and this was a shocking result. Fairmont had a 28-yard field goal to win at the end of regulation, missed. So it went to overtime. Centerville went up 7 in OT. Then the Firebirds scored, but the extra point was blocked, and the Elks hang on for a 21-20 win in overtime.
Well, Wayne's looking to reign undefeated, potentially 9-0 and 9-0. Still a lot of football to be gone with Centerville and Wayne in Week 10, but Wayne's hosting Springfield. Demetric tries to Greg Schrader. He's open. Drags a Wildcat into the end zone. It's 40-7 at the break. Springfield kicks off to start the second half. Wayne's Tyree Kinnell, top 22 selection, and he's playing like it. Michigan commit. He gets it, and he is gone. Diving over a Wildcat in the end zone. 47-7 Wayne. Now ensuing kickoff, Springfield maybe trying to duplicate what we saw in Shawnee Tip, except they muff it, it's fumbled, Wayne recovers, and that just sets up Fred Pitt. Short little touchdown run. Warriors roll to 6-0. They win 53-14.
Well, that's a good start to the show, isn't it? Coming up next on Football Friday, big clash in the Cross-County Conference. Could Tri-County North stay undefeated, or did Covington win for the 5th week in a row? We've got that and more coming up next. After losing its opener to St. Henry, Covington has rattled off 4 straight wins, 3 of those in league play, but the Bucks enter tonight a half game back of Miami East and Tri-County North. We're both 5-0 on the year, 4-0 in CCC play. So that sets up a great matchup between Covington and Tri-County North. The Panthers trying to stake their claim atop the cross-county conference standings against a Bucks team that's not used to losing conference games. Opening drive of the game, Tri-County North cashing in. Garrett Woodyard pounds it up the middle for the short touchdown run, a 7-0 lead with it. It remained that way into the second. On 4th and 13, Colton Booth rolls out. Any relation to Jeff? Jeff, where are you? He's not in here anymore. Darn. Well, no, there's no relation. Cody Cordes hauls it in for the first down. From there, Woodyard again getting in near the goal line. Tri-County North takes a 14-0 lead into the half and goes on to win 36-6.
There are 2 unbeaten teams left in the Ohio Heritage Conference, Greenview and West Liberty Salem. The Rams, they're in search of their first ever trip to the postseason, but they've only beaten the Tigers once, and that came back in 2002. A Greenview win over West Liberty Salem would go a long way, not only to winning the OHC, but also securing that elusive playoff berth. Now, West Liberty Salem, they have 9 wins by 24 or more points in the last 11 meetings between these two teams. Tigers were down 7-0. Brandon Upton finds Landon Williams across the middle. Nobody going to catch him. He is gone. 7-7 after the touchdown, and we speed things up. Jump ahead, Greenview at the 1. And for the Rams, it's top 22 quarterback Chance Fry, the senior, with the QB keeper. And the Rams are back on top 14-7. West Liberty, though, they go Brandon Upton, screen pass, Hunter Stewart, nice little gainer here, and that sets up this. A few plays later, Upton to Ben Burden, and he does the rest. The Rams, though, they're the winners in this one, getting the victory 21-14.
Valley View started conference play a week later than most in the Southwestern Buckeye League, but the Spartans opened up with a convincing win at Franklin last week.
And meanwhile, Bellbrook, they're tied with Monroe at 2-0 atop the Southwestern Division standings. However, the Golden Eagles, they won those 2 games by a combined 6 points.
Probably an even stiffer test coming in tonight against top 22 selection Clay Smith in Valley View, where it was homecoming. First possession of the game, Valley View punting it away. Cole Smith's punt takes a huge hop here in the air. Michael Orbash, looking like Michael Jordan getting it, fields it around the 35, and Orbash is gone, untouched. Special teams setting the tone in this one early. Bellbrook would miss the PAT but lead it 6-0 after the punt return for the touchdown. Later in the first quarter, Bellbrook going with the quarterback keeper, Alex Fryman. He's practically untouched too. Up the middle, turns on the burners, 60-yard touchdown. Gets tripped up there, but into the end zone. Bellbrook up 13-0. Second quarter, Bellbrook driving again. Fryman hands off this time to Connor Oldham. He stretches across the goal line for another Golden Eagles touchdown. How about this? Bellbrook up 19-0 at the half, and the Golden Eagles shut out the Spartans 33-0.
Wow, how about that result? Franklin, well, they were coming off that loss like we talked about. Well, they're playing cross-conference game against Waynesville. Pick things up in the second. Evan Crow, nice pass to Brian Little, the second for a Wildcat touchdown, and it's a 14-6 lead. Next Wildcat possession, again, Crow to Little. And then after he gets it, he is just going to run untouched into the end zone. 21-6 Wildcats. Now Waynesville, though, they get the ball. There's a fumble. Nate Glossop picks it up, runs it in. Look at this, just get off me. Goes into the end zone. There's a flag on the play. Wildcats, they can't quite get the touchdown. They'll settle for a field goal. They were up 24-9 at that point, but they hold on for the 34-31 win.
They even did it without Luke Kennard, who wasn't at the game for the first time as a fan this season. Well, we want you to share your pictures with us from the games where you were at. Post your pictures on Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag FF2245. And your picture or tweet will load automatically to our website in the Football Friday section. Still to come on Football Friday, we head back to the G-Walk. Miamisburg looking to bounce back from its first loss of the season, but would Lebanon stand in the Vikings' way? That's next. Time now for our Meyer play of the week here on Football Friday. It comes from the Tip Shawnee game. It's 4th down for Shawnee. Alec Bennett passes to Dusty Seelig. And look at the work from Seelig, breaking a couple of tackles for the first down, but not satisfied there. He gets all the way in for the touchdown, and Shawnee with a big win at home over Tip. Welcome back to Football Friday, presented by Donato's Pizza here on Fox 45. I'm Eric Elkin alongside James Ryder. Miamisburg suffered its first loss of the season last week, but no need for the Vikings to hang their heads on that one.
Yeah, they lost to one of the best teams in the state, Wayne, who's undefeated and, again, ranked in the state. But more important for Miamisburg is to bounce back this week.
But Lebanon had other things on its mind. G-Walk South openers for both teams. We pick things up with Jake Schoenberger dropping back to pass, and he'll find Cameron Snow for the nice catch. And then the defender falls down so Snow can just drift on in. See what I did there? Drifting Snow. Into the end zone for the score, 7-0 Vikings. Later in the first, Schoenberger stays on the ground this time, hands it off to Chris Young. Top 22 selection. Young shakes off some Warriors, takes it 69 yards, diving for the end zone, but the refs say he comes up short. Ball spotted at the 1. I looked back at it, I thought he was in. Next play, it's Schoenberger on the keeper. He scores 13-0 Miamisburg. At that point, Vikings go on to win 23-zip.
Not that we had the best angle from right there,
That's
but
true. But I looked at it closely.
Very closely. Well, how about junior quarterback Jacob Harrison? He entered tonight's game against Roger Bacon 77 yards shy of setting the Eagles' all-time passing record. But Roger Bacon was the one striking early in this one. Long touchdown pass, but we go back to Harrison. The aforementioned maybe future top 22 selection. He hits Matthew Richard, loses his helmet, makes the catch anyway. Harrison became CJ's all-time leading passer in the game. Later in this drive, the Akron commit with the QB keeper. CJ wins 43-21. Well, if you missed any of the highlights from tonight or you want to see them again, just head to our website, fox45now.com. Click on the Football Friday tab under Sports. We'll have all the highlights from tonight's show posted right here.
Tonight's delivery from Donato's Pizza comes from Jason. It features their recently introduced 2 new fire-roasted pizzas, the authentic old world taste of fire roasting now being delivered by Donato's Pizza. Order a new fire-roasted chicken and peppers with smoked provolone, chipotle rubbed chicken and peppers, or a new fire-roasted pepperoni sausage pizza that includes provolone cheese, pepperoni sausage, you see right there, and an Asiago cheese. Your choice for the special price of just $1 more than the price of a one-topping pizza. The taste is fantastic. The pepperoni sausage has been the big seller, but their favorite, I think my favorite too, chicken and peppers, but both are amazing. Speaking of amazing, with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Donato's has introduced their Pink Ribbon desserts. During the month of October, you can purchase an amazing Pink Ribbon dessert from Donato's Pizza for only $1, and know that 50 cents from each purchase is being donated to the local Breast Cancer Foundation. Doing something generous never tasted so sweet. Only at Donato's Pizza, where the difference is delicious. And you can win a $50 gift card to Donato's Pizza right now. Just text 2245 football to 45203. The winner will be contacted Monday. For every text you send, you win a $5 coupon. So text now and win instantly. Once again, our scoreboard is brought to you by Castle Roofing. Time to get you caught up with some more of those scores from here in Week 6. And we start with the G-Walk. Butler winning 28-21 on the road over Piqua, and Versailles narrowly edging out St. Henry by 1.14-13. Some more scores for you. Bell Fountain wins 42-7 over Stebbins. And again, we showed this highlight to you earlier, but Centerville eking out a win over Fairmont in overtime. Fairmont had a kick here in this game from 28 yards out to win at the end of regulation. Missed it. Centerville scored in overtime, and then in overtime, Fairmont scored a touchdown but got the extra point blocked.
Well, we go to National Trail. After that rough start to the season, the Blazers looking good. They bounce back with a 35-14 win, stringing a couple wins together. Fort Recovery, they roll past New Bremen 43-7.
Franklin, as we showed you earlier too, beats Waynesville 34-31 in a crossover game, and Indian Lake with a 38-0 shutout of Graham.
Well, as we mentioned, Greenview, got to talk about this again. Huge win over West Liberty Salem, 21-14. Their second ever win against West Liberty Salem, looking great for a potential postseason bid, potentially their first ever in school history, and then Urbana gets the win as well.
And Moeller, how about that? Loses on the road as well, or loses at home as well, 34-9.